The beauty and uniqueness of the consortium model and this facility is that numerous technologies will be worked on for multiple companies all at the same time, some large, some medium, and some small. Unlike other plants, we will not be locked into one technology that may or may not work. The plant eventually will make battery cells of various sizes and chemistries. Now, what is Kentucky investing? Exact numbers won't be known for some time. NAAT is in a competitive application process for federal stimulus dollars for this facility, and the size of the federal government's ultimate commitment will determine the size of the facility. But it's safe to say that the state's investment will be in the neighborhood of $200 million. Some of that represents money we've already spent or are spending. For instance, the land has been owned by the state and was bought several years ago. Nearly $44 million represents the cost of an I-65 interchange and access improvements that are already part of the 6-year road plan. We also have proposed up to $10 million for infrastructure improvements such as water, sewer, electric, and natural gas service. Again, some of this work is already funded and underway. We've proposed up to $10 million in training assistance. And finally, we proposed up to $100 million to assist in the construction of the facility. The bulk of the funding for this project, however, is expected to be provided by the federal government and by NAAT. As I said last week, President Obama has set aside $2 billion for electric drive vehicle batteries and components through the Federal Department of Energy. NAAT will submit an application for those funds by May the 19th, and we expect to hear about funding by early summer. We're confident of a favorable answer because the consortium model is set up to benefit not just one company, but to make batteries for any company which has need of them. This concept mirrors our goals, for it allows us to be inclusive, to embrace any and all companies on both the front end and the back end, those with ideas and technology worth testing, and those with an application. Some of the state's investment may require legislative action, and I've had initial discussions with legislative leaders. They are as excited about this project as I am, and they've pledged to work with me to do whatever it takes to make this project happen. But whatever the exact cost, the return promises to be many times that figure. And that's why so many other states competed so fiercely for this project. Listen to this for just a minute. Listen to who we beat out. Kentucky beat out Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, New York, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and Texas. And Kentucky initially wasn't even on NAAT's radar screen. We sought them out. But after hearing Kentucky's presentation, NAAT concluded that Kentucky was by far the most competitive partner. Kentucky's bid was successful, we're told, for a number of reasons, including the state's existing auto manufacturing industry and the battery research and development being done at our two major research centers, the University of Louisville and the University of Kentucky. The two universities are major partners in the Collaborative National Battery Manufacturing Research Center we announced last week. That center, to be located in Fayette County, includes the Commonwealth, UK, U of L, and the Argonne National Laboratory in Chicago, the nation's leading developer of battery material science. We conceived of that idea for the research center after traveling to Japan last year on an economic development trip and discovering their commitment to investing in the clean cars of the future. For the sake of our economy, for the sake of our national security, and for the sake of our environment, the United States cannot be left behind. For inspiration, we can look to the U.S. computer chip industry, which 2 decades ago found itself in a similar crisis. Even though much of the semiconductor technology had been pioneered in America, the production had shifted overseas. The United States was being left behind. So in 1987, a group of computer chip companies formed a consortium called Sematech to regain the competitive advantage. Sematech located in Austin, Texas, and with the help of the federal government, it dedicated itself to perfecting the technology and, more importantly, finding out the most efficient way to manufacture that technology. We all know the result. The U.S. is once again a leader in chip technology, and Austin has become a sort of mecca for computer chips. Today, we face the same moment of decision with respect to producing the cars of the future. We're at the same crucial turning point. America, once again, must make a decision on how best to move forward. This time, we believe Kentucky can be the leader. It's no accident that NAAT was modeled after Sematech, and we believe it will be no accident that Kentucky becomes the mecca for manufacturing the cars of tomorrow.